I'm going to meet a mysterious maid. As for who it is, well, you'll just have to wait and see. Jinci is one of the earliest imperial gardens in China, and it's often referred to as the Museum of Chinese Architecture, covering an area of nearly 120,000 square meters, which is nearly 17 football fields. It's set in beautiful grounds as well, with mountains behind it, water running through it, and countless trees and plants throughout. Jinci Temple was built around 3,000 years ago and is dedicated to Tang Shuyu, who was the founder of the State of Jin. Most interestingly though, the largest hall here, the Sacred Mother Hall, is dedicated to his mother, so that is of particular interest. Look at these 4 imposing iron guards. Originally, all of them would have been holding weapons, and they're here not only to protect the Hall of the Sacred Mother, but also to represent protection for all of the women in the temple.
这个老外懂挺多，铁甲武士就是我，真的姓此1000年，大家都说我很慢，4个兄弟我最小，保护圣母少不了，外国游客比较多，怎么快把英语说
Yes, sir. Welcome to Jinci Temple.
Did you hear something? The Sacred Mother Hall has a history of more than 1,000 years, and soon I will meet the mysterious maid. Entering the Sacred Mother's Hall, it's easy to get the feeling of having traveled back in time to the courts of the Song dynasty. While Western sculptures are usually made from marble, those in China are mostly made of clay. Shanxi province boasts a total collection of more than 13,000 colourful clay statues. And the 42 statues of servants in Jinci Temple are among the most famous. Yijiang, the Sacred Mother, sitting cross-legged and dignified in her crown and robes, with the maid servants arranged on either side, according to the court rituals of the time. In those days, these maids would have handled the day-to-day care of the Sacred Mother, providing her with calligraphy supplies, helping her with bathing, clothing, makeup, and whatever else.
我刚进宫不久，正在跟姐姐们学习，请各位多多关照。
我负责给圣母梳妆，圣母雍容华贵，没有一丝白发，那可都是我的功劳。
我是圣母的随行秘书，掌管着圣母的印信，后宫的大事小情，那可是我说了算。
唉，这么大的园子，活儿总也干不完，什么时候才能偷个懒儿呢？
During the Song dynasty, people wanted to portray a more objective view of their subjects. You can see these statues stand around 1.6 meters tall. They feature beautifully painted facial expressions, including eyebrows, eyes, lips, which really bring the faces to life. Dating from the Song dynasty, these statues depict traditional maidservants. But out of the 42 unique statues here, this one is the most famous of all. It's said to depict the maidservant that would have performed opera for the Sacred Mother. Once, a famous Peking opera master named Mei Lanfeng visited Jinci Temple, and the story goes that while he was here, he stopped and looked for a long time at this maid statue, carefully considering the inner world expressed through her facial expressions and gestures, many of which he later incorporated into his performances and had a great influence on the portrayal of women in later Peking opera. But what's most captivating about her is her facial expressions. As you walk around the statue, as you look at it more and more, it feels as if her expression is changing, sometimes showing joy, sometimes showing sorrow. We can only guess the stories behind this statue. However, as that expression seems to change, it really feels the statue could come to life at any moment. Entering a 1,000-year-old imperial garden and being completely immersed in the culture of the Song dynasty is a slightly surreal and yet really wonderful experience. It occurred a few hundred years before the Renaissance, a similar movement in Europe. The famous sinologist Zheng Qingfei described it as a period of immense creativity that led China to lead the world in many areas. Song dynasty. It also changed the way people thought about art. This is clearly a golden age of artistic expression.